I mean, I'm happy for her, but I don't want to be that. And I thought, well, what I really do well is I support intensely, intimately, a small handful of people, and they can go be dynamos. That's really, I don't need a bunch of people that I'm taking care of. I don't do that well. But I'm really good with, 2 to 4 people. If I had like 5 people, but right now I'm going for 3. If there are 3 people that I can support and they are on fire and I support them, but I'm not empowering them. They've already got their fire turned on. So my affirmation that this is still pretty good. I haven't really changed it. Is more of that by the, actually it was by end of October. Now we've moved it to November, but that I have 3 excited, active business builders in my first line. So before October, I had 1. By the end of October, I had 2. And now I've got somebody else who's all, and these people are, I mean, I'm not needing to empower them. They're like, they've just, they got to be in their bonnet. They've got a passion. They've got a direction. I get to just, what can I do to support you? And I'm there and I do whatever I do. And I do better in that capacity, responding and supporting. So anyway, it's like we all have our own style.
I'm not sure what mine is because I can play both of those roles. That's great that you met your goal.
I met part of it.
You met part of it by a time that you'd set. That's excellent. So
yeah.
What did you do to do that? I mean, did you just meet, all of a sudden the person just came in your world and you just got them on your front line and they're building?
Well, I guess I'm talking to, the second person is Pat Stewart. And she's been talking about the business and wanting to do the business, but it's like I listen for patterns in what people say. I listen for what their passion is. And she has been saying for months and months and months that she wanted to have a conversation with Karen Malone.
Yeah.
So we made that happen.
Excellent.
To make that happen. And as far as I'm concerned, Karen didn't say anything different.
Yes. No, she didn't.
But she was Karen Malone.
That's right. And that's when she's the one who I asked her, I said, how did you do it? And her story is well known. She says, I told everybody. But her daughter's a massage therapist or whatever.
She's got 7 kids. 9 kids. I mean, and she was an entrepreneur as a child.
Okay.
She has been helping other people be successful her whole life. So when she comes in and says, hey, I got something else, you want to run with me? They're like, all right, we already know this woman has an eye for successful things.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's not that Pat's being Karen. But the point to me was that Pat kept saying, I need to talk to Karen Malone. I need to talk to Karen Malone. She kept saying that was the pattern. So finally I thought, you know what? I got to make this happen for her. I mean, I want to talk to her too, but this is the thing that, because we all have to find, it seems like in our group here, we have to find someone we look at and we say, I want to be that. I can be that. I look at Karen Malone and I go, I can't do that, but there are pieces of her I can do. And so Pat was looking at everybody here and everybody she's seen white. And she's like, I can't be that. So when she had and Karen has gone out of her way to have connections with Pat. I mean, she's so generous. And Pat got it. Like, oh, I can be Black and be in Young Living and be amazing. And so she's just kind of like, I said, tell me how I can support you. So I'm not recruiting so much as it's just, and I'm sure you do this too. Anywhere I go, I'm listening for what people are asking for. And then I ask myself, how can I be of service? So if it's somebody in line and they're sneezing, would you like some RC, at the voting thing? Or if it's somebody in my down, but I'm listening for patterns of what people keep saying.
Well, I have many good people or several of them on my front line who keep professing to do this. And in fact, my meeting with my top person, she's the one who really puts me in executive every month,
Yeah.
is that she wants to do her other business. And if people come along who want to be Young Living enthusiasts, she'll support them, but she's not promoting Young Living right now.
And why is that?
She's promoting her Bliss Zone, her new website. She uses the oils in her products, but she doesn't want to, it's not about her. She's just not promoting it. She doesn't want to go out of her way to promote it like the nightly, the calls, the business building. She's willing to do third-party validation type calls with me for people that I may unearth in her downline. But what my upline used to say is very true, and I'm trying to release myself of that, and that is, however you build, the people below you will build the same way. And he was the type of person, and we all took the classes with him. We all became holistic health consultants. This woman did too.
Yeah.
And, I went further. I was already a Reiki person, and I went towards the, Reiki master teacher, and I do Reiki classes, and I also do emotional freedom technique, and now I'm going to do the aroma freedom technique. So a lot of us are in this thing of we just keep taking classes, and we're not building.
Right.
And I don't want to really do that anymore. So
does it help to clarify your values? What helps you to get to the place from not doing that anymore, from making the shift for yourself? Have you made the shift for yourself?
I must not have, because this morning I was listening to one of my hypnosis audio tapes.
Yeah. And
what came to me was, I just have to go out there and do it. I have to do matter of fact, she mentioned this in a meeting. She says, I'm not doing the 3-foot rule. Anybody who comes within 3 feet of me, I have to tell them about Young Living. She says, I'm just not doing that. So I realized that what came to me as a solution was, well, I just need to hit all the beauty salons in the area and make sure that these people knew about Young Living. So it was the same paradigm of going after a market, from the foot on the ground. She said she called it 20th century marketing method. And matter of fact, that was my other person who's very, very good, has built up her organization hugely, and then let it lie flat. It got flat, and she was going through everything that she wants to do, and it's very similar. She's just like, I want to do it, but I have to take this job, and it.
So, what are you most passionate about?
Well, writing.
Me too.
I'm really a writer, and now I've gotten it to a point where I am doing my blog every day almost. I do like speaking. I like speaking with people, speaking to them and teaching. That's why I recognize that maybe I can concentrate on some videos, because it allows me to teach, allows me to just expound and go ahead. And just find ways of, matter of fact, that was one of my intentions in one of the exercises. I'm a live stream impresario or something, I said.
Right.
But I haven't gotten that into a system. That's still hit and miss.
So the first thing you said was writing. So have you made an intention about writing and how your Young Living business can support? I mean, in other words, instead of leading with silver, money, something left brain, lead
Tesla.
From,
Tesla.
Right. That apparently is not motivating you enough to get out and do the things that you say you should be doing. So what is the thing that is exciting enough to get you motivated to go, yes, I want to do that?
Well, as I've said to other people in my group, I've said this, and I said it last night on our weekly call. my why inside of Young Living is really to prove that I can do it. Is really to, believe it or not, to say that this is the best thing about this country.
Oh, right.
Young Living is what I like about this country. Not anything else. Almost nix anything else.
Right.
But I like the fact that it allowed someone who was paralyzed to discover himself, discover his passion, and thereby grow an international conglomerate. Not even a conglomerate, an international network marketing business. And, you know, maybe I should come at it from the perspective of, see, I call myself the HealMobile. That's my theme.
Right.
And so I either carry healing or bring healing, or I'm a stand for healing. My card says I'm a transformational healer. And I was just looking at it, I'm like, I know people think this is the craziest thing they've ever heard. I call myself a transformational healer. How crazy is that? However, I'm very aware that when I feel really good in terms of my presence around people, people do blossom.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm aware of that. Whether they are aware of it or not, it's like I don't even care. But I do bring the kind of energy that improves people's lives. Right. And I want to get people in here. I'm working. I have a plan, and I'm working on it, and it's working for me to get clients to do the thing with them. And I'm collecting my testimonial. So I am building my clientele. That was part of one of those exercises. I want to have 5 people a week, you know. And actually, that would be a lot. 5 people a week, fitting them in, and then the follow-up, and doing Young Living, and being a landlord. That would actually be a lot. But it's okay. The consistency is what I want to track. There's just a little bit of stuckness I'm feeling about seeing. It seems like I've attracted people who get to a certain point and they want to do their own thing, just as I did. I have a biofeedback guy. Who's international, and he loves the oils, but he just hasn't found what he needs to find. He hasn't. Matter of fact, you are a person perhaps to help me with him, because he deals with psychologists and biofeedback machines. So what on earth needs to be done to have him have a downline? He's consistent every month.
He's consistent with what?
With essential rewards. We put people under him all the time, but then they just fall off. He's not able to cultivate. And
does he believe in the oils?
Oh, he loves them. He's on essential rewards. To me, when a person's on essential rewards, they believe in the product.
Yeah, but has he had a really powerful experience? Has he had a compelling experience?
He hasn't shared. I don't remember it. Offhand, it doesn't come to me.
Because it seems that the people that I know that are most passionate have had a profound experience. Sherry, the one in my downline, had 3 sinus surgeries, and they couldn't get all of it because it was too close to the brain. And I started freaking out. She's my minister's wife, and she's got a beautiful singing voice. I'm like, you know what? She couldn't sing. She's sitting next to me on the pew and not singing. I said, this is bad wrong. We got to do something about it. And I just found out about it. And I hadn't said anything to anybody because I was just barely new in this stuff. I said, here, try some of this. I put a drop of these in a water bottle. Pretty soon, she doesn't get sinus infections. She is, and it's made such a radical difference. She just, and the people that she tends to share with have radical experiences. I came in sort of, inch by inch, like, well, maybe, I don't know, it's kind of overwhelming. Well, guess who I get? I get a lot of, it's starting to change, but my fear of being overwhelmed it's shifting now. Thank you very much. But in fact, and that is totally changing my conversations. It's changing everybody's response because, of course, I'm changing.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So, and Pat Stewart had colon cancer surgery, and her story around the oils and the healing of, after surgery. I mean, she got everybody she knows here puts, she tends to give it all away. So she had to like regroup to go, wait a minute, this is not working. So, it's a fascinating, I mean, one thing I really love about this business, I love and hate, is that it's a business of personal development.
That's true.
That if we don't figure out how to get our own way, we're not going to be successful. We get to a certain plateau. Yeah. And then we need to push through that. And in order to be successful, we can't do it by ourselves. Yep. And there's that. So I'm fascinated with that process. So when I feel stuck, or if I'm looking around, everything else is stuck. Well, okay, what is it? What am I not seeing?
Well, one of the things that came to me that I'm not seeing is that I even wrote a blog post around it. I'm kind of embarrassed because your follow through is atrocious, is what I said to somebody on my team. Because of my transformational healer status, I pick up what's happening with people, and invariably it's happening with me.
Funny about that.
How would we know it unless we had?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So I noticed that there are people who may have said to me, oh yeah, I'd like to hear about it. And then it's like I write their name down or something, but the follow through is not as tight as it should be. And sometimes I've had conversations with people, like let's say up in Ellenville, New York, where my father's place is, and his old friends. I've told them, oh, you have to, would you want to learn more about the oils? And they say yes, but it's like I don't follow through.
No, right.
It's like so much that I need to follow through better. And for me, it almost means I have to be quieter. I have to be more meditative rather than the doing.
And tell me more about that.
Well,
quieter. What happens when you get quiet? What happens when you get quieter?
Well, I get more. I'm able to listen more easily.
Right. I know that with this cousin with the family cancer situation, I realized yesterday we had sort of a new little scare, and I spent about 5 hours at the hospital, and so I realized at the end of all of that, I thought, you know what? Right now, I've got myself worked up, and I'm more invested than anyone else in the room, and nobody, meaning the patient, really doesn't want to hear anything right now. And my job is to honor that. This is her life. And I can't want something for somebody more than they want it. And I don't know who's to say I'm right. But I had to, because I'm like, we could be doing frankincense, we could be doing all these things. And she smiles sweetly and, she'll say yes until you get up close. And she's like, well, I don't think so. And so it's like just letting be what is, and that takes be still and know. Be still enough to hear what's true and let it be so. Let it be so. So if someone is making noise and not doing action, I mean, that was a thing that Pat Stewart heard from Karen. She's like, talk is cheap. Get off your butt and do something. She didn't say it that way, but it was basic. And it wasn't a new thought. But Pat heard it at the right moment. And she's like, you know what? I got to get up and do something. Because she's been conceptualizing and strategizing in the, ethers for a long time. All of a sudden.
A person like that too.
Yeah, well, she's brilliant. And so she wanted to get the biggest, grandest strategy and tick, 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 tick. And I'm like, I just let it go. I thought, I don't know what Pat needs to do. I don't know if she even ever needs to do this, but I'll be in the conversation with her and just see where it goes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting. I'm sure, like in body language, if someone's coming in like that, you're supposed to lean in, you're supposed to match their energy.
Yeah.
And so I'm really doing what I can to be really conscious of that, because my energy is often not matching someone's, and it's not as honoring. It's harder for them to hear, and it's harder for me to hear them if I don't.
Very good, very good, very good. I just remembered something. Because I do a lot and I sometimes don't acknowledge how much I've done. That's the reason I need to meditate. My last Thursday meeting, I declared an intention for the collective, for the people on the call. The intention was, I am peaceful and powerful no matter what the outcome of this election.
Oh, I like that.
The people on the call said, matter of fact, my friend, the one from Canada, she's on my downline. She said, well, as a Canadian, I don't understand why you have to add, no matter the outcome of this, just no matter what.
Oh, right.
So she took that off. So I was like, perfect.
Yeah, that's even better.
So we did the thing on I'm peaceful and powerful no matter what.
Yeah.
That was our collective intention.
Right.
And among the group, one person said she actually had a private intention at the same time that we did the collective intention. So that's really where I am, that I'm peaceful and powerful no matter what.
So what if we use that today?
Yeah.
And see if that takes you somewhere?
My intention is that I am peaceful and powerful forever.
Okay, that sounds powerful. So when you say that intention out loud, wait, do we want to do I'm a little confused. Is this when we do the rating?
Yes, okay. Do the rating right afterwards.
Okay, so realistic, 0 to 10. Say it out loud.
I am peaceful and powerful forever, no matter what. Did I say no matter what?
Well, you did, and then you changed it to forever.
Yeah, I thought I didn't have no matter what on there. I am peaceful and powerful forever.
Okay. 0 to 10.
Peaceful and powerful forever. Because I know God will take care of me. And I know I can do it. It's about a 5.
Okay. So what's the little voice in your head that's the other 5?
Says it can't happen.
Can't happen.
My typical, you're just so distractible. You just love the new shiny thing. A teacher said that my son had ADHD when we took him to get tested. No, he's just very, very bright and easily distractible. And I'm like,
yeah. Apples and trees, right? Yeah.
So, but how that makes me feel is mediocre. I mean, it just makes me feel like a dreamer. Like I'm mediocre.
And where do you feel that in your body?
Right here.
Okay.
In my head, eyebrow area.
So can you think of another time in your life with these words, you're so distractible? Feeling mediocre, dreamer, all around your forehead and eyes. What does that bring up for you?
Actually, what comes to mind is my first husband and my relationship with him, and feeling very sublimated, or what's that word? Unexpressed.
Subjugated?
Huh?
Subjugated?
Not really, just unexpressed.
Okay.
Subjugated, I guess you could say, in the sense of just not expressed. It was all about him.
Right.
But he didn't subjugate me. It's just, I just felt very weary. I felt weary. Weary and like I was second in the relationship.
Yeah.
And I can't remember, but I just seeing his face and knowing how we were in that time of raising our children. As an example, I was a flurry of activity and trying to be natural and da-da-da-da, and I would bake bread and I would do a bunch of stuff. I thought I married an engineer who would take care of me. And turns out that the engineering contracts that he was participating in dried up, and his mother got him a job as a counselor for a drug rehab program, and I was appalled. I was just appalled. I was like, oh no, what are we going to do now? And we went to the same school at different times. But anyway, we're at Pratt Institute. He could have taken engineering and the maths kind of route, or he could have taken communications, and he really should have chosen communications. That was more his passion. But because he was good in math and all that stuff, people said, oh no, we need more Black people over here.
Right.
So, but anyway, a lot of who I am as an expressed person is by his teaching. I learned a lot. I modeled myself, and I learned a lot about being in the world, being with people, even though I'm introverted, I learned how to be extroverted by watching him. And he was introverted too, actually, but people wouldn't necessarily know that. Long story short, I guess breathe into that whole thing.
So do you have an image, a snapshot in time?
Yes, I was getting ready to tell you that. Sorry. That's where I was going. I was going to the fact that where he, what happened was that he said, I asked him, I said, I need help with the children, with the two children. And he said, oh, when the older one gets to be 5, then I'll help. I'm like, what the heck? Where'd you get that craziness from? That was the craziest thing I ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
So maybe that was a evidence of subjugation, but it was the most unfeeling, unconnected thing I ever heard anybody say in my life. From that time to this.
Right. So how does that fit in with the you're so distractible, new shiny thing, mediocre dreamer? Does it fit in with that, or are we just going down another, which is fine, it doesn't matter where we go?
It could be that there's something there for us to look at, or for me to look at.
Okay.
Because I was trying to do it all.
Yeah.
And there was even another comment he said, which is another bizarre comment. And that was, you have a master's, maybe you should go back to work. He only had a BS.
Right.
Actually, he didn't even have a BS. That was the problem. He was such an activist that he stopped. He was president of this and the president of that at college. And he needed to fill his incompletes, and he never did.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So here I am raising the children, the two of them.
Masters.
Huh? And I had a master's. I had my master's. I was working on my master's when we married. I had my daughter and my master's in the same summer.
Were you all the same age?
He's a year older than me.
Okay.
Or under a year older than me.
Right, right.
So it's like spinning my wheels. I think that might be the connection here. I felt as if I was spinning my wheels for someone else's dream. And I didn't know myself, but I kept doing things. That's the distractible part. I kept doing what I felt was expected of me to raise my children. I felt doing a good job of being a mother. You know, I was a good parent. I was a PTO parent, all that kind of good stuff. But I was also, lingering was the fact that I needed to write a book.
So it sounds like you were staying very busy doing good things and not really serving your passion. Or
Yeah, no, I wasn't doing anything. Yeah. I was as it related to who I was a dreamer, or I was not expressed. I was not fully, what do they say in Landmark? Full and complete expression or whatever.
Right, right.
So I was not that. As the children grew older, we did both attend Landmark type stuff, but he never attended with me. He always attended. Well, I found out later it's because he had a whole nother family. He was a bigamist. He had another family.
Wow.
And then later, I found out it was for 5 years that he had that other family.
Wow.
So that's why you didn't go to that particular couples relationship workshop with me. I thought that was very odd. Why all of a sudden you couldn't make it to that? Oh.
Wow. And I don't know, but this is what pops up in my head, is that the people in your downline are sort of maybe bigamous in a business sense?
They don't want to commit 100%. I don't want to commit 100%.
We got some over here. We got some over here. You know, I got this business here and I got this one. And
well, they want to use the oils in whatever it is they're doing. But
a divided interest, maybe that's divided.
Yes. And I'm guilty. I think I'm guilty. I'm similarly, and that just means mediocrity. It's going to be that I can't get the results I want.
Right. So what would you like to breathe into? Is there the snapshot of your husband saying, wait till the kids are 5, or why don't you get a job, or is it something else? What's the thing that you'd like to see and feel it different? You'd like to experience a shift?
So much is coming up for me now. So many different kinds of emotions and words and accusations and lack of forgiveness.
So why don't you just breathe into whatever that is? Just use your oils, because you got them already in your hand.
Definitely a movie.
Yeah. Let's go for it. Got my popcorn, I'm set.
So the peaceful and powerful is really more like a 3.
Ah, okay.
I find that I tend to have higher numbers than the reality. And once I talk about it to myself,
Yeah.
I remove a layer or two, and I find I go back a notch or two. So peaceful and powerful, these memories are. I always felt that I really deserved more. It's like, why couldn't I be excellent?
So you seeing any images that pop in your mind?
Yeah. A teacher in Brooklyn, a professor at Brooklyn College in a summer course for 3 credits during college. And it was all about the Caribbean. And I was in love with this professor. He was so perfect. This was way before I was married.
Yeah.
But I just thought of him. I said, that's the kind of man I need.
Yeah. All right. Follow that. See where it takes you.
Oh. Then I have my grandparents. My grandfathers were very, both my grandfathers were rather, not dictatorial, what's the word, autocratic. The world did revolve around them. And I did get the message from my grandmothers that they were secondary to what their husbands did. They were both very successful in my eyes. In their milieu at that time, people had other things they said about them. But looking back, they did what they were doing. I mean,
yeah,
not a lot of people had their own businesses and owned their own buildings and had real estate on Park Row, had a real estate company on Park Row, or owned rooming houses and had history. Not a lot of people did that. So I shortened that to the fact my grandparents, they basically, they were among the wave of Black people who integrated Harlem, but they were immigrants. They were not from the South. So they were successful people. They were free people who came from the islands and they did their thing.
Right. So they were powerful.
Yeah. In their little world, not necessarily out there.
Doesn't matter.
That's where they met in church.
Yeah.
The 2 families met in church. So I don't know if you know, but I did own a dollar store for 2 years. I don't know if I told you that.
Mm-hmm.
The whole idea about that was, I'm living my grandparents' legacy.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to prove something.
To whom?
Now I'm trying to prove it to myself. I'm not, the thread is I've always been trying to prove something, but now I want to prove it to myself.
Okay, so would it help to say to yourself, I'm good enough, and see what shows up? Or I'm excellent? Or I'm peaceful and powerful? But go pick something and see what that takes you.
Yeah. I'm good enough, peaceful, and powerful forever. I had a thing about good enough stuff. Because I've always felt I was affirmed. But the experiences, especially with my husbands, showed that, I don't know, it's like I wouldn't look at the real choices I was making. I wouldn't really look at them closely and see, you know what, that's not going to work for you. I would take the surface.
Right?
It seems like it'll work. It looks good.
Does that feel familiar now?
Huh?
Does that feel familiar in your business, your Young Living business?
I'd have to say yes. The newest person I've attracted in my business so far, who's new. I've also re-upped old people who were there before.
Right.
Since I began with the Aroma Freedom Technique.
Yeah.
But the new person is trying to, he wants to stop smoking. And he has health problems. He's obese and he's like plodding along.
Right.
So I have a tendency to look at everybody and say, where am I you?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I think. Where am I you? What are you in my life to share with me about myself?
Mm-hmm.
As a transformational healer, I'm looking for cues as to how I can help you and how what I am about you has been transformed, and there I can share it and give it back.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm you and
right.
I see you.
Right.
I respect you as part of myself.
Right.
So it's not only one-on-one human being, but it's like unseen, transcendental type of energy. So it's like, what am I addicted to? I think I'm addicted to metaphysics. I like being corroborated. I like having it corroborated by little things. Some people play cards. My mother played cards. She played cards.
Yeah.
How do I feel now? She was a bridge player, by the way. Mm-hmm. National bridge player.
Oh, wow.
Always going to different tournaments.
So I am peaceful and powerful forever. Check in. Give it a number.
I am peaceful and powerful forever. I like good enough in there. It's really about a 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what comes up for me is, you can't be peaceful. You still have that residue.
But what if you're good enough? Could you be peaceful if you were good enough?
That's what I'm hearing. But I need to really own good enough. There's something about the terminology that wears me out. I don't know what it is. I don't like it. It's like admitting that I don't feel good enough is to me like, anathema. I just feel funny. Because it's like, I know I'm good enough. What the heck? But what else could it be called? I don't know.
So you're not good enough. Is there a voice inside that says that you're not good enough?
Thank you. It doesn't say you're not good enough.
What does it say?
Because in fact, that used to be my mother's mantra. Do it good enough. You do it good enough. So good enough doesn't translate. But it's more like, you don't have what it takes, or it's not you. You don't have what it takes. It's not you.
And where in your memory is that? Flashback.
Maybe it's, how does that make me feel to even have that thought?
Okay. How does it make you feel to have that thought?
Well, then who am I? I think what I'm hearing now is that the word peaceful is not really who I am, believe it or not. What do I have? Do I have release or something else? Inner child? I have release.
Okay.
Yeah, peaceful. I can have a peaceful demeanor.
Yeah.
And who I am is some kind of repressed dancer, like the woman who's standing at your door. I'm a repressed, not clown so much, which just came to me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I make my grandson's the only one I make laugh. But I'm kind of a repressed actress or impresario. It's like sometimes I imagine myself gathering bunches of people and having them, like I'm a dynamo in some sort, and it's not peaceful necessarily.
Would you want it to be?
I think it's an important trait to have. But it might be that it's out there.
Well, I'm wondering if it's at all related. Like last week I was thinking that I didn't want to be overwhelming. And I'm telling you, the word formidable has just followed me everywhere. And it's really helped. And you said, well, what if you really are? So what if you really are powerful and peaceful? So not peaceful so that you're a peacenik and you don't get anything done. You are very powerful and peaceful. That you really are both, that you embody both.
Oh, that's great.
Well, you said it.
No, but you put powerful first.
Yes.
Because that's really where I'm at.
Right.
I'm really powerful.
Right.
And peaceful is like, yes, I can be gentle as well.
Right. But what if they go together like a two-sided coin?
Yes. I hear it much better that way. That allows me not to have to add in the enough stuff and.
Yeah. So what would an image of peaceful and powerful, a good partnership or a good marriage of those two energies?
Powerful and peaceful, you mean?
Uh-huh.
Do I have an image of that?
Yeah.
My mother comes to mind. My father comes to mind. In their worlds, they were very powerful and they were peaceful. My mother was very opinionated. She was known for that. But she was also very powerful, and not like throwing it over people, but just very composed, powerful. And it's not like I could never be her, so to speak. It's just that I have gotten I've gotten both of their worlds. I've gotten the both of them. This is my mom.
Wait, it's a little glare. Tilt it a little bit. Oh, wow. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks like a lover of life.
Yeah. But she didn't really, she wasn't exuberant. I'm exuberant. She did not have an exuberant nature, but I don't know if you could see my dad.
Which one? Wait.
He is this person.
Okay.
Kind of in the shadows.
Right.
I kind of look like him, but he's out there hiking or doing something with some guys up in Ellenville. And I don't know why. He had that set up like that. I didn't put that picture in there. I just took it from his house. But anyway, they were both powerful people who were very able to get along with anyone.
Mm.
And wonderful role models who I lamented my whole life that they weren't together, but at least I knew they loved each other. So I always felt that I would have a relationship where I loved my mate even if I wasn't with him.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, I'm powerful and peaceful forever. So
is there anything that your parents might want to say to you, support you from their wisdom? Or that you might hear from them, not that you're trying to imagine them saying, but can you hear them telling you something in this?
my father, I could hear him saying what my son says to me, he used to say to me when he was growing up, Ma, relax. I can hear my son say, my father saying, it's okay, you'll do it. With just like, of course you'll do it. So whatever, of course. And I involved him in the oils, but then after he died, all the oils were there in his house.
Oh, he didn't do it. He didn't use them.
He shoveled himself to death, basically.
He what?
He shoveled himself to death.
Shoveled?
Shovel.
Shoveling snow?
Shovel snow. 87, 86 years old.
Wow.
He shoveled from his front door to the street and called us that day and said, I'm not going to ever do that again. And the next day he was dead.
Wow, he got to be right. Wow.
So anyway. How
about your mom?
My mom, what she would say. She had a tisk attitude towards the stuff I wanted to do. She thought I was basically crazy. And she would call me, you're just like your Aunt Annabelle. Like my Aunt Annabelle is diagnosed schizophrenic. That's my father's sister. So she would say, you're like your Aunt Annabelle. Because my Aunt Annabelle was very African conscious and, not how shall I say, not negatively so. But she would say when I had my locks, when I had big, bold locks, she would say, why do you have to scare people? Well, Mom, this is how you have to do it.
So what might your mother say now that she's not in the physical world and she's stripped of, or my experience with my father is that all the physical baggage and emotional baggage of this world is gone. I was able to hear his wisdom after he died. What's the wisdom that she can say to you now?
Concentrate and execute your plan. You can do it with work. Concentrate and execute your plan, which is perfect because my first idea was distractible.
Yeah.
See, since she was a card player, you actually had to count cards.
Right. You have to remember what's been played and oh my gosh. Yeah.
So she would say, concentrate, remember what's been played. Remember what you've seen. Don't forget what you've seen.
Right.
Because those are cards that have been played. And that's really great advice for me because I have a tendency to take everything that comes in my world as like, oh, okay, you're in my world, so you must be supposed to be in my world.
Well, okay, so when your mother did not say, remember what you heard, she said, remember what you've seen. And to me, that translates, particularly like in downline, not what people say they want to do, what you see them doing. So if someone says, yeah, I want to do a business, and they're not doing anything, they don't want to do a business. Or they don't know what it means to do a business. So it could be some education. But if they're not talking to anybody, then it's just a nice idea.
What did I say my father said?
Relax. Of course you'll do it.
So now, when I switch the words around, I am powerful and peaceful forever. Wow. By the grace of God, I feel it like a 10. And I only feel it like a 10 if I say by the grace of God.
Yeah, and that invokes even more power.
Yeah.
So is that your affirmation?
Yeah.
Would you like to do the 2-minute thing that you had me do last week
Sure.
in your power posture? And
Yeah. Because it's like,
what's your oil?
oh, how about that?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that release really helped just now.
I'm finding release to be really powerful.
I don't know what oil I should use. I have a lot of things. Oh, Awaken.
Ah.
I've been telling people about Awaken recently. I have bouts of having Awaken.
You ready?
Yep.
All right.
I am powerful and peaceful forever by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful forever by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful forever by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful forever by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful forever by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful forever by the grace of God. I'm powerful and peaceful forever by the grace of God. I'm powerful and peaceful forever by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful forever by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful forever by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful forever by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful forever by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful forever by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful forever by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful forever by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful forever by the grace of God. I am powerful. I am powerful and peaceful by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful by the grace of God. I am powerful and peaceful by the grace of God.
Right.
I hear your alarm.
Yep.
Good.
How was that?
Oh, that was wonderful. That was wonderful. I am powerful and peaceful. Yeah. Putting peaceful first was like, what? Who's that?
Right.
That's like the way it's supposed to be. I mean, in my mind, that's how I have it.
Right.
But that's not really who I am.
Right. Right.
That's great. Thank you so
But with peacefulness, we got a whole lot of crazies on this very day out in the world because everybody's running around trying to be powerful and outpower everybody else, and they forgot the other part, the whole groundedness of it. I mean, that picture of your dad, the first thing I thought was strong like mountain. He just had this sort of matter of fact, my feet are on the ground.
That's how he is.
Here.
That's how he was, yeah.
You know, and your mom too, really, sitting on the beach. She's like, I'm here. There's, there's no angst. There's no, oh, I got to go be powerful. It's just, I'm powerful just because I exist. I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, they had it like that. I'm learning. I'm learning. They had it. What I've done, now I realize I'm packaging my parents.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing this whole time.
Right. Right.
What a grace of God. That's a beautiful thing. I never thought of it like that.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I never thought of it like
Take
that.
them with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I don't know how much time we've spent, but I'm at a 10.
Yay, you're a 10. That's more than enough.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.